Okay, so today we'll cover a small thing that is creating a Jenkins, standalone job and Jenkins pipeline. Okay, uh, so let's go for Jenkins standalone job first. Okay, so we have this code in our GitHub, right? This is the repository we are using, correct? July Selenium batch, whatever. So, what we have to do first, we have to create a personal access token. So, why personal access token? That token will act as a password for this particular or not particular this GitHub means there will be a bridge between Jenkins and GitHub. So Jenkins will pull code from GitHub, correct? Jenkins will pull code from GitHub and it will store that code in its workspace. It will create a workspace and uh, it will just pull the code from GitHub. Just like Git clone we do, right? The same thing Jenkins also do. Okay, so we need a password or we need a bridge, correct? So for that we have to have the what is it we have to have that personal access token. So we have to go to settings to create personal access token. We have to go to settings and then we have to go to developer settings. Okay, developer settings, and in developer settings if you see this personal access tokens, and I have used tokens, this classic one. You can also use this. Okay, I have generated one I mean no expiration token here. Okay, no expiration token I have generated. So this is how we generate token, and this token, the token it will generate that token a string, एक string जैसा वो create करेगा, right? That string will copy and we'll put it in Jenkins. This is my Jenkins. Okay, this is my Jenkins. So how to I'll show you how to uh, you know how to mention that token here. So let me create that job first. So we'll create a freestyle project. Let's say this is July. स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं है, अच्छा 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 सॉरी. रिकॉर्डिंग है, रिकॉर्डिंग इज देयर. सी, तो हमें so we have to create a personal access token. Okay, so when you go to this Jenkins, right? Sorry, this GitHub. Okay, so in GitHub you will get this icon, your username, your thing, right? So that you have to click at the right corner icon, and then you have to click this settings. Okay, in settings, and now go to the bottom of the page of the left pane. You will get this developer settings. So you click on this developer settings, you will get this personal access tokens. So click on it and click on tokens classic. Okay, and now you have to generate straightforward generate a new token. You have to do generate a new token. Okay, click on generate a new token, then you'll generate this kind of token. Okay, but you cannot copy it again, by the way. Okay, you cannot copy it again. So if you want to generate a new token, you have to generate fully a new token. Okay? Because due to security purpose they are hiding it. Okay, only once when you are generating it will be displayed, and you have to copy at that time only. Okay, so you copied it from here and you have to go to Jenkins. Okay, you have to go to this Jenkins. Now suppose here in new, right, new job, new item, click on this new item and put some name here. Let's say July automation job, and just select freestyle, okay, and click on OK. Now see, here this is general means description. Suppose here you can put some description in the sense the job is for which purpose of the job. Let's say mm, this job is demo purpose job. Okay, now we also can use some HTML tags here, like this is beer. uh, beer means it will I mean थोड़ा मतलब क्या बोलते हैं उसको, बोल्ड दिखेगा. Okay, so go below. These are not required as of now. Okay, you have to go below, and the source code management, right? The source code management we have to do. We will select Git. Okay, now see here will we will copy this repo URL. Obviously this SSH. If you copy this repo URL, and from these credentials, right, these credentials, you have to select whatever you have added. How to add? So click on add. Okay, for the first time when you are adding that that access token, personal access token from your GitHub, right? So click on add, click on Jenkins. This domain is global credential unrestricted. Okay, this kind is username with password. Always remember, username with password. Scope will be global for all the jobs. You can do this. Okay, for this demo purpose or training purpose. Username and password. Username would be your Jenkins username. Okay, for me it's Suham1988, right? Jenkins username. And password would be your that token, the token you have copied from GitHub. Okay, personal access token. Password would be your personal access token. So password ऐसे आएगा बड़ा सा. Then nothing, just add. Click on add. Now once you are adding it, you will get this kind of drop down. I mean, whatever you are adding, you will get those things in like this, in this drop down. Just select it, okay, from here, so that now the Git will or Jenkins will able to fetch the code from your GitHub repository. Okay, GitHub repository. Now you have to mention from which branch you want this code, right? So specify this master. Okay, specify this master. Master branch means the main branch where everyone will merge their code, push their code and merge their code, right? You can specify any other branch also, but normally master or main branch would be the preferable, right? Because those branches are or it could be develop branch also. So those branches actually holds the final code, correct? Okay, fine. And repository browser actually we are everything we are mentioning the code itself, so repository browser की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. And हाँ, ये दिस प्रोजेक्ट इज पैरामीटराइज, इज दिस प्रोजेक्ट पैरामीटराइज, ये पैरामीटर आप ऐड कर सकते हो. ठीक है. So you can add some parameters so that you can use those parameters, you can use those parameters in your uh, code. In your code means, suppose a password parameter. Password is a thing which you cannot use in the code itself. Okay. सपोज यूज़र नेम पासवर्ड, हम लोग कुछ पासवर्ड यूज़ नहीं किए, बट अगेन अगर कोई पासवर्ड यूज़ करना हो तो कोड में और कोड बेस में कहीं पे भी मेंशन नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि दैट कुड बी रिस्क प्रोन एरिया. Why? Because anyway, any day some hacker can come with some injection, means SQL injection or string injection or cross scripting injection. Suppose they are able to enter into your code base. Anyway, your code base is with GitHub, right? So GitHub is a third party. So third party tool can be their security. We cannot fully trust their security, right? So that is why we should not mention any password. We should not mention any password there. Okay. Instead, we can get the password with the code. In the code, we have to write like system.getProperty. Okay, system.getProperty. So system.getProperty will get the password from the environment variable. Okay, environment variable, it could be the it could be your command line, the mvn clean test, then minus d password, password आप pass कर रहे हो. So those kind of password, whatever you are putting in your in your command line, right? Those kind of parameters you are passing from command line, those can be listed here. Suppose password parameter, string parameters, a string, suppose browser information you want to give here. So string parameter you can add, and you can add this in the below build section. Okay. So this is the parameterized here. Okay. So this is how it works, and then we have to go for the build steps. Okay, where the project will actually build, now for us, we can have, it's a Maven project, so we can have this invoke top level Maven targets. Okay, so in here we have to mention clean and test. Okay, Maven version, let's say Maven home, and here let's say clean test. Okay, so this is the top level target of Maven. So what is the command we run in our local? It's mvn clean test, right? So mvn will be automatically that Maven home we are fetching. Obviously we added that local version. Okay, it's not any and I have deployed these Jenkins on my local. That Docker one was not working for me. Okay, Docker things are not working. Maybe free open source Docker, that's why it's not working. But I'll show you how. We already show. I mean, already have seen, right, how to deploy Docker and how to use the Jenkins. But that was not working due to some permission issue, or maybe something. I mean, there was something. So what I did, I installed the Jenkins on my local, and I am using the local browser instance to run the Jenkins. To run the test cases, and also I am using the local Maven home. Okay, so I'll show you how I have see, if you go to the dashboard, if you go to the dashboard, if you go to manage Jenkins, right? Manage Jenkins. Now go to tools. Okay, so if you just scroll down, there will be Maven installation. So Maven installation has, here I have, I did not check this install automatically because I don't want it to be installed again and again. Hmm. Again and again. So what I did, I have mentioned this Maven home and the local Maven instance. How to find the local Maven instance here? So it is simple. In your terminal, you just put here which MVN. Huh? Which MVN? See, use the local Apache Maven. So till here we have to copy this because this is the Maven home. Okay, this is the Maven home. So this Maven home we have mentioned here, and we just saved the whole settings. Okay, and then we are good to go to the hmm, July automation job, right? So configure. Hmm. Huh. So this is Maven home clean test. Okay, so if we save the job, I mean apply and save, then if I do a build now, it should execute, start execution of this particular. See, the driver got invoked. It's running through Jenkins. Okay, it's running through Jenkins. So the job is passed. It's a basic thing. Basic. Uh, I mean, this kind of standalone job will be very basic. Okay, if you are not using any parameters and all, but use parameter will be using the parameters will be also a good choice. Not a problem. Okay, so this is how we create a standalone job. Okay, standalone job. Uh, and if you okay, this is not coming as the whole thing. Okay, so next thing, right? Next thing, suppose you don't want to do like MVN, I mean this clean test is not understandable or something like that, invoke top level Maven target. Suppose you want to do it the same way we do in the local. Hmm? Like add build step. If you what is the command we run in the local MVN clean test, right? So I want to run that command. How to do that? So you have to go to this execute shell. Execute shell. Okay, so if you go to this execute shell and you have to copy this, okay, this MVN, where your MVN is, you have to give that whole path. Okay, then MVN clean test. The command is MVN clean test. I have just entered, or I have just put the path of the MVN where that MVN will MVN is residing. Okay, then MVN clean test. Okay, now if we apply and save, and again if we do build now, it should work in the same way. The browser is launched, and whatever testing we have, I mean whatever test case we have written, that is getting executed. Okay. Mm. Also possible. Go there and just a minute, huh? Where is this? Execute concurrent build if necessary. No. ये देखो build periodically. ठीक है, build periodically. Now in if you this build periodically, let's say you have to schedule it. So how to schedule it? You have to search from Google. There is a string, there is a method. Okay, see, uh, how to schedule Jenkins job. How to schedule Jenkins job. Okay, this is scheduling of Jenkins job where you have to mention the uh, day. This is a string day, hour, minute, second. That ये देखो, ये देखो. So this is minutes in 1 hour, 0 to 59 hours. Okay, day, month in a day, month of the year, day, week. Okay, so the whole thing. If you want to schedule your build every 5 minutes, this will do the job. Okay, if you want to schedule your build every day at 8 hours, this will do the job. Okay, 8 बजे अगर करना चाहते हो तो दिस विल बी योर स्ट्रिंग. अगर एवरी 5 मिनट में देखते हैं, ये करके देखते हैं, हाँ? और rather we'll do it every 1 minute. So every 5 minutes, so this is every 1 minute. Okay, so this is my do you really mean every minute when you say this? Replace this. Perhaps you mean hour to pull, age to pull once per hour. No, this is apply, this is save. Okay, so automatically in a minute it will get executed. See, it automatically started. Automatically it started. But every 1 minute we just, for the sake of time, we are doing. But every minute तो कोई करता नहीं है ऐसा. Maybe once in a day करता है. Once in a day automatically करता है, right? So that will be, huh? So just wait for 1 minute. It will trigger again. देखो फिर से ट्रिगर हुआ within 1 minute, right? ओके, सो इरिटेटिंग है थोड़ा. मैं इसको ऑफ कर देता हूँ. समझ में आया ना क्या क्या कर सकते हैं? तो दिस इज हाउ वी कैन शेड्यूल आवर जॉब. ओके, And next thing is pipeline. Okay, what is pipeline? Suppose what are the steps we are doing now? We are uh, we are fetching the code from this GitHub repository, and then we are executing. What if we can pass these steps through a code? Okay, through a code. How to do that? For that, we have to write a Jenkins file. This is how Jenkins file looks like. Jenkins file. Okay, just put the file name is Jenkins file. No extension is required. Just Jenkins file, right? Just Jenkins file. And in Jenkins file, we have to write this kind of this kind of code, or this kind of क्या बोलते हैं इसको, जेसन लाइक कोड, नॉट जेसन स्ट्रक्चर, बट this code is actually in Groovy. To be honest, this code is actually in Groovy. This is a Groovy code. Okay, so first it starts with pipeline. See, first it starts with pipeline. पाइपलाइन के बाद क्या आता है? एक पाइपलाइन क्रिएट करना है. ये जो कमेंट है, इसका मीनिंग यही है कि वी विल क्रिएट अ पाइपलाइन. नाउ दिस फाइल will be used to create a pipeline. Okay, now agent any I have mentioned. Agent means now we are running our code, okay, from Jenkins in our local. I mean, I have deployed Jenkins on my local, and I am using the local resources to run this, right? But in actual, जब भी कोई कंपनी में जाओगे, इवन आई हैव ऑल्सो ट्राइड विद डॉकर, बट दैट डॉकर इज नॉट वर्किंग. ओके, ओपन सोर्स डॉकर इज नॉट वर्किंग. बट जब अब रियलिटी में जाओगे तो आपके पास एक एजेंट होंगे. ओके, यू विल हैव वन एजेंट, सो यू हैव टू मेंशन दैट एजेंट. ओके, एजेंट मीन्स सपोज you have one remote desktop, cloud remote desktop. You want all your test cases to be run on that remote desktop. Okay, so let's say this is your Jenkins जहाँ पे इंस्टॉल्ड है वो लोकल रिसोर्स यूज़ करेंगे. बट वो लोकल रिसोर्स मुझे यूज़ नहीं करना है, मुझे थोड़ा भारी कुछ टेस्ट केसेस रन करना है. तो क्या करेंगे हम लोग? वी विल क्रिएट, और वी विल हैव वन रिमोट डेस्कटॉप. ठीक है, वी विल हैव वन रिमोट डेस्कटॉप. नाउ हियर वी विल हैव ऑल द रिसोर्सेस लाइक ब्राउजर, okay, and driver, all these resources. And Jenkins, we will declare this particular machine or this particular system as an agent of this Jenkins, as an agent of this just excuse me, as an agent of this Jenkins. एजेंट कैसे डिक्लेयर करना है? एजेंट ऐसे डिक्लेयर करना है. सो इफ यू गो टू मैनेज जेनकिंस अगेन, सी देयर इज अ सेटअप एजेंट. ओके, सेटअप एजेंट. इफ यू गो देयर, you have to write a node name, and this is a permanent agent. Okay, this is how you have to create any agent. This agent is also called nodes. If you go, this can be also done using these nodes. Okay, so this is a built-in nodes. Built-in node means the local. Okay, the local. These are automatically created nodes. means it will execute, or it the my machine is actually, or my machine is actually uh, acting as the node. Okay, so if you click on this new node, and suppose this node name is my node is a permanent agent, then create, then you have to declare some this remote root directory. Okay, remote root directory means that wherever you are whatever you are using, right, that root directory एक default directory होता है, right? Suppose you don't have any folder. Okay, you're directly opening this terminal, or command prompt. So which folder is getting opened, that will be your root folder. Okay, whatever folder is getting opened in the by default, that will be your root folder. Okay, so that root folder's location you have to put. In our Mac OS, it's I think it's root only. I have to check. Then labels means एक name नाम देना है, label. Okay, एक नाम देना है. Then we can decide the usages. Use this node as much as possible. Launch agent by connecting it to the controller. Availability, keep this agent online as much as possible. So this kind of thing uh, we have to mention, and then click on save. So it will create an agent for us. Okay, it will create an agent for us, and that agent we have to use in this. जस्ट वो एजेंट का जो लेबल है, उस लेबल को यहाँ पे यूज़ करना है. तो यहाँ पे एजेंट एनी मैंने लिखा है. एनी मीन्स एनी अवेलेबल एजेंट वुड बी गुड. सो लोकल जो बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट एजेंट है उसमें ही हम लोग एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे. ओके, देन नेक्स्ट स्टेज इज सी, दिस इज पाइपलाइन, देन एजेंट. माइंड द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ दिस फाइल. पाइपलाइन के बाद एजेंट आएगा. ये एजेंट आपको डिक्लेयर करना है. देन आता है स्टेजेस. ओके, different stages. So what we talked about is stages. First we have to check out the code from git, right? From github we are checking out the code. So I have mentioned it like this, our whatever git repository we have, right? So this I have mentioned here. Okay, now stages के अंदर steps. Stages then steps. So steps में git command हमें run करना है. तो ये git not git command, it's a git repository you have to mention. That is why we are mentioning this like this. Okay, steps, then inside git we have to mention it. Then आता है, then we have to do the actual thing, build and test. If you go to our standalone job, this is your git checkout section, right? This is your git checkout section, and this will be your build section. Okay, the same way we did it, build and test. This name could be anything. Okay, this name could be anything. You can put some other step name also. And here we have to actually use the shell script, just like we used here shell script, right? Execute shell. So execute shells abbreviation version is here, sh. अब जब हम लोग कोड में ये यूज़ करेंगे तब ये sh करके यूज़ करेंगे, sh, and then actual command will be written in the triple quote. I mean 3 single quote basically. Okay, triple quote. And here we have mentioned the same command. This command we have mentioned. Okay, we have mentioned the same command, mvn clean test, and that's it. We have only 2 stages, git checkout and execute the execute the build and test. Okay, now here we just saved it in the project directory itself, and it should be in the project directory. Okay, and if you go to Jenkins, go to dashboard. Okay, click on new item. Okay, here give some name, July, um, batch pipeline. Okay, July batch pipeline. Now what we have to select, instead of freestyle project we have to select this pipeline. Okay, we have to select this pipeline and click on OK. Here also you can put some description. This is a demo pipeline job, and here we are not giving just periodic build and all. So here, from where, here it is asking from where you want to give the pipeline. Okay, so pipeline script मतलब वो जो ग्रोवी स्क्रिप्ट मैंने दिखाया वो कहाँ से तुम लेके आना चाहते हो, डिफाइनिंग पाइपलाइन स्क्रिप्ट. तो पाइपलाइन स्क्रिप्ट फ्रॉम सोर्स कोड मैनेजमेंट, एस सी एम मीन्स गिट. हम लोग गिट में जो पुश किए हैं वही वही जो मतलब हमारे पास कोड बेस में जो जेनकिन्स फाइल है वही हम लोग यूज़ करेंगे. ओके, ये जेनकिन्स फाइल का लोकेशन पूछ रहा है, कौन सा जेनकिन्स फाइल तुम यूज़ करना चाहते हो. इफ़ यू want to pipeline script, if you just select pipeline script and this is a sample pipeline. Okay, so suppose this is a github and maven. It will create a github and maven kind of the same thing. It will create basically. Okay, it will create the same thing, but we will not use this kind of auto generated thing. Rather we will use our own pipeline, right? Our own pipeline. And what is the SCM here? It's a Git. Now again we have to mention the URL. Again we have to mention the URL. Okay, and we have to mention the password. Okay, we have to mention the password. Now which branch you want to build? It's master branch, normal. Okay, and what is the Jenkins file name? See, this is a Jenkins file is automatically populated, but our file name is different, right? This Jenkins F capital. Okay, Jenkins file F capital. So we have to put the same name as we have written. Suppose you have this Jenkins file in some other folder, then you have to mention the folder structure like this. Okay, suppose inside src you have this Jenkins file, but that is not recommended. Jenkins file is always in the project folder itself. So we'll put this as like this, Jenkins file, correct? And J is capital or J is a small letter. Okay, this is my file's name, right? Now we will simply apply and save, and then if we build, the same thing should happen. See, the test got triggered and it is getting executed. The same thing we are doing, but with lesser effort. Okay, we are making it in the code itself, and just we are passing it through Jenkins pipeline job. So it's successful. So how to see the results? See, if you go to this particular build, okay, so there are, see, this is a pipeline console, okay, and pipeline overview. If you go to this pipeline overview, it will show like this. This is the start, this is the checkout SCM, whatever stages we have mentioned, right? Checkout, and then build, test, and then end, basically. So all the phases are, or all the stages are green. Okay, all the stages are green. Now if you go to the console, there is that pipeline console. So this is the pipeline console. So for each and every step you can view the console. Okay, so which what is the command they are running in the back end, or what it's doing at the back end. You can see it. So using credential this, okay, whatever credential you have entered, this is not the actual credential, but बट क्या बोलते हैं उसको, एक 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 काइंड ऑफ एक काइंड ऑफ डिकोडेड और एनकोडेड स्ट्रिंग बोल सकते हो, ठीक है, एनकोडेड स्ट्रिंग. नाउ द क्लोनिंग द रिमोट गिट रिपोजिटरी, it will clone the git repository from this repository, right? GitHub, whatever repository I have mentioned. Now then, what it will do, it will create a workspace. Okay, users Suvam Banerjee dot Jenkins, okay, and workspace July batch pipeline. Here all the code will be there. Now fetching upstream changes from this. So if there are any changes in the in this particular in this particular thing, so it will get that changes also. Okay, so it's just checking whether the git is properly installed or not, git version. So what is the git version we are using? Okay, now this fetch, git fetch tag force progress. So we are just pulling that latest code. Okay. Okay, now this is how we are checking out. Then what is in the checkout is it's basically same. Okay, and in the build and test, it's see, it's Maven clean test we are running. In the Maven, I mean in the shell script, we are just running the command mvn clean test. Okay, so this is how a pipeline works. Bolo, any question, anything? हाँ, see, star pattern means where you don't want to mention anything. ठीक है, मतलब default of hour, minute, second. Okay, day, hour, minute, second. Now if you are mentioning something, means you are mentioning some hour, you are mentioning some minute, you are mentioning some seconds, like that. Normally automation job we do not do like this. So देखो, ये pipeline create हुआ, right? Pipeline create हुआ. Now you can have development code here in the src main Java, and you have this src test Java. The same thing can be done. I mean, as soon as your deployment is done, application deployment is done, means your application is deployed in the src main Java, correct? Developer has pushed their code in the src main Java. ये डेवलपमेंट का है ना, src main Java डेवलपमेंट कोड के लिए है. src test Java is for testing, unit testing and functional testing both. So src main Java में जैसे ही डेवलपर एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे, आई मीन जैसे ही his job will be, or his or her job will be successful. We can mention a stage, right? We can mention the stage, right? Let's say deployment. Okay, deployment. So once the deployment मतलब क्या है? Code change. So that is also I mean can be done, I mean should be done using this Jenkins. Deployment ऐसे जाके आप कोड किधर रखते नहीं हो ना, आपको डिप्लॉय करना पड़ता है थ्रू सम टूल्स, एंड दैट टूल्स also should be run from this Jenkins. Okay, there are many tools, there are many tools for deployment. तो वो डिप्लॉयमेंट एज दैट डिप्लॉयमेंट इज सक्सेसफुल, जैसे यहाँ पे इफ चेकआउट इज सक्सेसफुल बिल्ड टेस्ट will run the same way. We'll mention another stage, we'll mention another stage for deployment. If deployment is successful, once the deployment is successful, automatically this git checkout and this build test will get executed. So this is the purpose of pipeline. Automatically you don't have to do anything, you have to just configure the job, that's it. Automatically whenever your code will be deployed or developer will deploy the code, your automation script will automatically run the script. आया समझ में कैसे क्या होता है एक्चुअली? तो जैसे ही डिप्लॉयमेंट ख़त्म होगा वैसे ही हम लोग सपोज यहाँ पे एक स्टेज डाल दो ना, यहाँ पे स्टेज एक डाल दो. सपोज यहाँ पे एक स्टेज है, सो इस स्टेज में लेट्स से इन द एस एज, ओके, सपोज दिस इज कॉल्ड डिप्लॉयमेंट, this is called deployment, dummy step. And here we will put as, just a minute, this is sh, and in sh we will just put let's say MVN version. Okay, MVN version, dummy, for dummy thing. Okay, MVN version. Okay, MVN version. Now what we will do, we will just push this code and we will see. So here is my code, where is my code? It's 3D documents, automation project, and then my automation. Okay, now gate status. So Jenkins file has a change, so gate add gate commit adding another stage in Jenkins file, and then simply git push origin master. ठीक है, ये मास्टर ब्रांच में भी चला गया ये पर्टिकुलर थिंग. Now what we have to do, we have to just run it again, build. Now this pipeline will build again, and see how this pipeline is getting built. If you go to pipeline overview, see this checkout git scm, this deployment is getting added. Okay, deployment is added. So now build and test. So once the previous step will be successful, then only the next step will come. Okay, this is the significance of pipeline, I'll rather say. This is the significance of pipeline. तो ये सक्सेसफुल हो गया. तो डिप्लॉयमेंट और एक स्टेज ऐड किए हम लोगों ने, उस स्टेज के बाद देन चेकआउट, देन बिल्ड एंड टेस्ट. Got it? How it works? सो वो और भी मतलब सपोज रात को 12 बजे एवरी डे सम सम यू नो कुछ क्रॉन्स जॉब अब एंड मतलब डेवलपर एंड से कुछ क्रॉन्स जॉब एग्जीक्यूट होता है. दैट टाइम यू कैन ऑल्सो शेड्यूल योर ऑटोमेशन स्क्रिप्ट. ओके. क्रॉन्स जॉब पता है ना, कुछ जॉब्स होते हैं जो शेड्यूल्ड होते हैं. करेक्ट. सो वो शेड्यूल्ड मतलब क्या होता है, वो शेड्यूल्ड जेनकिंस से ही शेड्यूल करते हैं. ओके. तो वो आप शेड्यूल कर सकते हो, वो आप शेड्यूल कर सकते हो. ठीक है. ओके फाइन. नाउ और एक चीज़ मैं जस्ट थियोरेटिकली बता देता हूँ कि हम लोग डॉकर डॉकर के बारे में बात किए थे, राइट? सो what if I want to execute my Jenkins job. Okay. I want to execute the Jenkins, and that job or our automation script, मेरा जो automation script है, that will run on top of a Jenkins container, sorry, Docker container. Okay. मतलब एक काइंड ऑफ एजेंट क्रिएट करेंगे ऑटोमेटिकली, एंड आवर कोड विल ऑटोमेटिकली विल एग्जीक्यूट ऑन दैट डॉकर कंटेनर. डॉकर कंटेनर मीन्स एक डॉकर एक कंटेनर है जहाँ पे आप कोई भी रिसोर्सेज क्रिएट कर सकते हो. कैसा रिसोर्सेज? सपोज एक लेट्स से एक उबंटू वीएम क्रिएट किए. ओके. या फिर एक विंडोज़ क्रिएट किए, लाइक दैट. ओके. सो अगर वैसा है तो हमें रन टाइम में, ओके, रन टाइम में हमें ये डॉकर फाइल को, मतलब इस डॉकर इमेज को हमें एग्जीक्यूट करना पड़ेगा. करेक्ट. ऑलरेडी टॉक्ड अबाउट व्हाट इज डॉकर इमेज. सो वी हैव टू क्रिएट दैट डॉकर इमेज ऑन रन टाइम. ओके. कैसे होता है देखो. सो मुझे ऑब्वियसली डॉकर तो इंस्टॉल्ड होना चाहिए. फर्स्ट थिंग डॉकर इंस्टॉल्ड होना चाहिए, एंड देन आई थिंक डॉकर इज इंस्टॉल ऑन योर एंड ऑल्सो. एंड देखो कैसे हम लोग एक डॉकर फाइल होता है. ये देखो, ये डॉकर फाइल. ओके. दिस इज द स्टैंडर्ड नेम फॉर डॉकर फाइल. ओके. सो सी what we are doing in the docker file. We are actually executing the docker commands. We are actually executing the docker commands, or let's say maven commands through a file. ठीक है. जस्ट वो पता है कि जैसे हम लोग बैच फाइल क्रिएट करते हैं ना, वैसे ही एक डॉकर फाइल एक टाइप ऑफ फाइल है. तो यहाँ पे क्या हुआ देखो. फ्रॉम मेवन 3.8.5 OpenJDK 17 एज बिल्ड. ये जो बिल्ड इंफॉर्मेशन हम लोग यहाँ पे मेंशन किए. ओके. व्हाट एवर मेवन वी आर यूजिंग, एंड व्हाट इज द जावा वर्जन वी आर यूजिंग. मेवन 3.8.5 and OpenJDK 17. We are using OpenJDK 17, right, as build. So this is the build information. Then it will create a work directory called app/app. Got it? /app. जो भी रिमोट डायरेक्टरी होगा उसमें एक वर्क डायरेक्टरी क्रिएट करेगा, और जो भी रिमोट डेस्कटॉप होगा, रिमोट मशीन क्रिएट होगा, उसमें एक वर्क डायरेक्टरी /app करके यूज़ करेगा. ओके. नाउ देन copy pom.xml, smoketest.xml and src स्पेस .src. मीन्स ये src फोल्डर को कॉपी करना है, एंड src के अंडर जो भी चीज़ें हैं, जो भी माल है, वो कॉपी करना है. दिस इज द मीनिंग. एंड pom.xml मीन्स pom.xml को कॉपी करना है. हाँ. smoketest.xml को कॉपी करना है, एंड ऑल्सो दिस jenkins फाइल एंड docker फाइल ऑल्सो वी हैव टू कॉपी, राइट. वी हैव टू कॉपी these ऑल्सो. सो anyway we'll copy it. Then what is the job? This package the application with detailed logging. That means mvn clean package -e means is a डिटेल्ड लॉगिंग के लिए ये पैकेज, लॉगिंग मतलब जो आपके पास कंसोल में आएगा वो एक डिटेल्ड लॉग टाइप का होगा. ओके, नाउ यूज अ लाइट वेट ओपन जेडीके इमेज फॉर द फाइनल स्टेज. एक 17 जेडीके स्लिम एक ओपन जेडीके मैंने ऐड किया. ओके, नाउ सेट द वर्क डायरेक्टरी ऐप. इट्स इज द सेम थिंग बेसिकली. नाउ कॉपी द पैकेज जार फाइल. जैसे ही आप ऐसे एम क्लीन पैकेज करोगे ना तो एक जार फाइल जनरेट होगा. करेक्ट, जार फाइल जनरेट होगा. तो जार फाइल कहाँ पे जनरेट होता है? टारगेट फोल्डर के अंदर जार फाइल जनरेट होता है. तो उस जार फाइल को मैं नाम दूंगा माई सेलेनियम टेस्ट डॉट जार. माई सेलेनियम टेस्ट डॉट जार. ठीक है. नाउ इंस्टॉल द डिपेंडेंसीज. ये इंस्टॉल द डिपेंडेंसीज जैसे है एप्ट गेट करके हम लोग ले रहे हैं. एप्ट गेट अपडेट, एप्ट गेट इंस्टॉल. एप्ट गेट एक सॉफ्टवेयर होता है और एक पैकेज होता है जहाँ से हम लोग कुछ इंस्टॉल या फिर कुछ मतलब नॉर्मली मैक मशीन में और या फिर लिनक्स मशीन में हम लोग करते हैं. ठीक है, यूजिंग डब्ल्यू गेट और एप्ट गेट. ओके, और देखो डब्ल्यू गेट. ओके, सो इंस्टॉल कर रहा हूँ मैं. क्या क्या इंस्टॉल कर रहा हूँ? गूगल जो डेबियन जो गूगल क्रोम का जो है एंड ड्राइवर. ये दो चीज़, क्रोम ब्राउज़र एंड क्रोम ड्राइवर, उस पर्टिकुलर मशीन में जो मशीन पॉपअप होगा उसमें मैं डाउनलोड कर रहा हूँ एंड इंस्टॉल कर रहा हूँ. सी इंस्टॉल गूगल क्रोम, इंस्टॉल क्रोम ड्राइवर. ठीक है. एंड देन सेट द एंट्री पॉइंट टू कीप कंटेनर रनिंग. It's a tail if it's a command prompt say just run कर रहा हूँ, that is not a problem. Okay, so this is how the whole execution works. Okay, now if you put the docker run command, okay, docker run command, then just a minute, I was trying just what are the commands. I'll give you the commands. So this is the commands. These are the commands we have to run. These are the commands we have to run. Okay, so as if we are building these commands. I am putting in the chat, just note it down. You can try yourself. I know it will not happen, but anyway you can try. Maybe in my machine, my system, it's not working. Your system, it can work. But this is the overall thing we can have as a docker file. So what is the meaning of this docker file? This docker file will automatically create a docker instance for any Ubuntu or something like that. Okay, and then it will create, it will execute, it will download and install the Chrome browser and Chrome driver. Okay, and then that's it, and it will execute it. The code will be executed on top of that popped up machine. ठीक है. सो ये सारे जो कोड है, ये कोड्स मैंने इसमें है. इसका एक्सेस है तुम्हारे पास? तो ऑब्वियसली दिया था, तुम्हारे पास होना चाहिए. देख लो, एक बार देख लो. एक मिनट, मैं देखता हूँ. अच्छा, क्या है तुम्हारा इनवाइटेड एक्स पे? तुम इनवाइट ये नहीं किए क्या? एक्सेप्ट नहीं किए? एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो नहीं होगा. तुम्हारा जो गिटहब का ये है, गिटहब का जो है ना. अच्छा, ओके, मैं फिर से भेजता हूँ. जीमेल में जाके इसको एक्सेप्ट करो अभी, नहीं तो कोड बेस नहीं मिलेगा फिर. ओके, अभी एक्सेस करो ये, एक्सेप्ट करो, एक्चुअली मेल में जाओ, मेल में जाके देखो एक्सेप्ट का ऑप्शन आएगा। ठीक है, यू अंडरस्टूड राइट? एनी क्वेश्चन? 404 नहीं, शेयर करो, स्क्रीन शेयर करो, देखता हूँ। हाँ ये कर लो, नहीं तो ये कोड तुमको ये नहीं होगा, मिलेगा नहीं फिर। ठीक है फिर, कुछ क्वेश्चन है तो पूछो। एंड